Gotta feel sorry for him a bit, don't you?
What is that?
He's very sad, very sad. There's such a horrible anti-climax, isn't it? Look, what's his last game going to be? Huddersfield. With nothing on the line, no silverware, no nothing.
So what did you think the climax of this season was going to be?
A big Europa League final,
They're not good. They're a bad team. They're not good. There's a reason why they're not even close to the top 4. They're not even close to the top 5. They're sitting 6th in the Premier League. They're not very good. So who really thought they were going to end up the season with anything?
If Arsene Wenger wanted to go out on a high, he could have gone out after any one of those FA Cup wins. But he's the one who stayed on. He's the one who wrote this anticlimactic end.
Heart of stones here in the studio, Julian. Surely a little bit of empathy for your fellow countryman as he bids adieu.
Oh,
that's French.
Yeah, yeah, I have a bit. But I also agree with the boys. You know, you don't in football. There's no luck. That you don't deserve anything if you haven't, you know, fought for it. And I don't think Arsenal were good enough over the 2 legs in the end. And I think Atletico could have won 3-0 tonight without problem at all. And yes, the first leg was a bit different. But they made mistakes. They've made mistakes all season. They've made mistakes the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years under Wenger, and they can't sort out those mistakes. Wenger was never capable of doing it, and it is a shame for him that he will end up that way. But was there any doubt that he will end up another way?
This game was just, well, I said it. It just seemed to epitomise these 2 teams perfectly.
Yeah, I always thought Atletico were in second gear.
Yeah.
And really, you got to look at the bare facts. The bare facts are that Arsenal had to go and win this game to get to the final of a European competition, and to come away with 1 shot on goal, which was from 35 yards. I mean, that tells its own story. So, listen, if All Black had been the man of the match, had been making saves left, right and centre, and the Arsenal were putting pressure on Atleti, then yes, we would have had some sympathy and it would be sad. But the truth is, there's no reason to be sad. It was awful.
Look, no question the better of the 2 teams went through here. Arsenal are 6th in the Premier League table with good reason and have come this far and deserve to be this far in the tournament. But once you came up against Atletico Madrid, you always felt that Atleti had the beating of Arsenal. At the same time, though, this is an Atleti team who surprised us all and getting knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League. And you felt that they were kind of holding position until Diego Costa came on board. He's now been a part of this team since January.
Yeah, they've kicked
okay, didn't feature in the first leg. But even here, this was hard to watch. This was not the Atletico Madrid that we expected and everybody told us to expect once Diego Costa arrived in January. This was the backs to the wall, grind a result out, bore the opposition to sleep. Diego Costa took his goal well. I think had other opportunities to play teammates in and didn't. But all in all, not a lot has changed from Atleti.
Let's talk change, shall we, Jules? Do we know who's going to be the next Arsenal manager?
It's still the million-dollar question, really, Dan. You know, I think they're making progress. I think they're talking to a few people. We've seen recently Zlatko Buvac, the Jurgen Klopp's assistant at Liverpool, being linked heavily with the job, which I don't think there's much truth in that. But it shows you that pretty much anyone and everyone is being linked to that job. And I think, you know, it's not making Ivan Gazidis, Sven Mislintat, Raul Sanllehi's job easier. With all of that, you'll have to hope for Arsenal and the fans and everyone around this club that they make the right call and the right choice. It's a huge, huge choice coming. After 22 years of Arsene Wenger, and we've seen big clubs before, Manchester United, for example, and even Liverpool, getting it wrong after the departure of a very charismatic manager before. So it's a huge call, and they're still working on it, and they still have a bit of time left. But, you know, the pressure is getting bigger and bigger until they appoint someone.